Let's see color properties. Already last class we have discussed it. The color properties, transition metal ions in their compounds, they exhibiting color. The color is mainly due to the presence of unpaired electrons. Okay, these unpaired electrons in d orbitals, they undergoes dd transitions. They undergoes dd transitions. For example, 3 plus. Titanium H2O 6 times means titanium is a transition element. It is combined with 6 water molecules. And what is the oxidation state of titanium? Plus 3. Titanium plus 3 electronic configuration what is that electronic configuration? This electronic configuration is 3d1. This electronic configuration is 3d1. 4s0, 3d1 means one unpaired electron is present in d orbitals. Now, transition metal ions. Metal ions in the presence of ligand fields, water molecules. These molecules also called as ligands. In the presence of ligand field, d orbitals not degenerate. Not degenerate. The d orbitals, 5 d orbitals are present. dxy, dyz, dzx, and dx square, y square, and dz square. These all are not degenerate. Means all are having not equal energy. They are divided into split into 2 types. They are not degenerate. Split into 2 types. What are those? T2Z, dxy, dyz, dzx. These 3 orbitals are called T2Z, triply degenerate orbitals. And EZ. EZ means dx square, y square, comma, dz square. Like that they will split. That 5 d orbitals are split into 2 types. T2Z and EZ in the presence of ligand field. In the presence of water molecules, the titanium contains 5 d orbitals are splitting into 2 types. They contains one unpaired electron. That unpaired electrons is undergoes dd transitions from T2 to the EZ. See like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Degenerate state. D orbitals. This is the absence of ligands. The absence of ligands, the d orbitals of transition metal ions are present in degenerate state. But in the presence of ligands, ligand field, the d orbitals are split into 2 types. EZ and T2Z. EZ contains 3 d orbitals, dxy, dyz, dzx. T2Z contains 3 d orbitals, dxy, dyz, dzx. But EZ contains 2 orbitals, dx square, y square, and dz square. Now, hexa aqua titanium 3 ion contains one unpaired electron is present. It absorbs UV light. Sorry, it absorbs visible light, and it undergoes higher energy levels. Again, it comes to the lower states. That is called DD transitions. That is called DD transitions. Okay. So the excited state electron comes down again, lower energy levels, is known as DD transitions, and it emits and releases energy. Releases energy also present in visible light. Visible region. Then it appears as a color, but absorbed color and releasing color both are complementary nature, means opposite. Means, for example, it absorbs green color, it emits red. If it absorbs red color, it emits green. If it absorbs yellow color, it emits violet. It absorbs blue color, it emits orange. Orange color means appears in the form of orange. So that is called complementary colors. That is called complementary colors. Already last class only I said absorb energy. If E is high, then lambda is more. But releasing energy E is less. The releasing energy E is less, but lambda is more. Lambda is more means wavelength is more. Wavelength is increases, the color intensity will be increases. Once you apply the picture, see from violet to red color, lambda value increases and energy decreases. Energy decreases. If it absorbs violet color, means it absorbs, the absorbed light is present in the violet color, means more energy, then the violet opposite it releases yellow. The color of the compound is being in yellow color. Yellow color, lambda is more, energy is less. That's why it is called complementary colors. Absorbed color and releasing color both are opposite. If absorbed energy or absorbed color, energy is more, the emitted radiations are emitted color, energy is less, wavelength is more. Wavelength is more. That related questions are asking in JEE mains and NEET examination. They will give some complex compounds, ma'am. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Their absorbed energy ratio, energy values are absorbed wavelength they will give. Absorbed wavelengths. If absorbed wavelengths are less, then released the released energy is more and the absorbed wavelength is less and released wavelength is more. Released wavelength is more means its energy is less. Like that orders they are asking in JEE and NEET examination. It is very, very important. So the main thing for colors, properties of transition metal ions in their compounds mainly is the presence of unpaired electrons, that unpaired electrons involving in DD transitions. The unpaired electrons involving in a DD transitions. Why they involves in DD transition means in the presence of molecules or ions or compound, the transition metal ions containing d orbitals are not in degenerate state. They are split into two types. That 5 degenerate orbitals are split into two types, easy and 2,2G, or T2G and easy. In T2G contains 3 d orbitals, easy contains 2 d orbitals. This splitting is known as crystal field splitting. This splitting is known as a crystal field splitting. That crystal field splitting or crystal field theory we will discuss in complex compounds again. Okay. Now there we will discuss about that splitting of complex compounds, d orbital splitting and everything we will discuss more clearly. But here, just for example, Mn plus 2 having how many lone pair electrons? 5 lone pair electrons are present. Unpaired electrons. Sorry, not lone pair electrons. Unpaired electrons, how many are present, ma? 5 are present. It is appears in pink color. Mn plus 3. Manganese is present in plus 3 state in their compound. It appears in blue color. As well as Mn plus 6. It appears as green color. So the color of the transition metal ions compounds mainly the presence of unpaired electrons. Presence of unpaired electrons. They involved in DD transitions. They involved in DD transitions. This is means absorbed color and released complementary nature. Both are in a complementary nature. Green, red, yellow, orange, blue, or blue, orange. Like this is called color wheel. This is called a color wheel. Just to remember, man. So the mainly what is the color? No need to remember. That mainly we need to remember whether the given ions, for example, Zn plus 2. Zn plus 2 in their compound, is it exhibits color or not? Zn plus 2 having 3d10 electronic configuration. So completely filled electronic configuration or completely paired electronic configuration is present. That's why Zn plus 2, there is no unpaired electrons, n equal to 0. Means it is a colorless. It is a colorless because unpaired electrons are absent. Absence of unpaired electrons. Copper plus 2. Copper in plus 2 state, it exhibits blue color because of its electronic configuration is 3d9. One single electron or one unpaired electron is present in copper plus 2 compounds. That's why copper plus 2 compounds are having color in nature, having a color. Okay, scandium plus 3. Scandium, titanium, scandium plus 3 means 3d 0. Number of unpaired electrons 0. Then scandium plus 3 compounds are colorless. Scandium plus 3 compounds are colorless. But here one important property is there. We know very well that compounds already we are using in our chemistry lab. What are those? KMnO4, potassium permanganate, as well as potassium dichromate, Let's see KMnO4, manganate ion. Its ionic form is MnO4 minus. Potassium dichromate, K2Cr2O7. What is this ionic form? Cr2O7 2 minus. Dichromate ion. Already, what is the oxidation state of manganese here? Mn plus 7. Mn plus 7 electronic configuration is 3d0. Electronic configuration is a 3d0. Potassium dichromate or dichromate ion, chromium oxidation state is plus 6. Chromium oxidation state is plus 6. Its electronic configuration also 0. Means unpaired electrons are absent. Unpaired electrons are absent. Okay, is it clear? Now, if unpaired electrons are absent or no unpaired electrons, okay, then what is the rule I said? Means they doesn't have any color. But KMnO4 color we know already we are using in volumetric analysis. Potassium dichromate also we are using for the reagents. What is the color of potassium dichromate? Orange red color. KMnO4 purple color is present, or a pink, dark pink, purple color. Potassium dichromate as well as KMnO4. But they having color now. But there is no unpaired electrons because of they have exhibits Mn plus 7, Mn chromium plus 6 means highest oxidation states. They are strong oxidizing agents. Okay, clear? But they are having color, this color, but having color. These compounds having color due to charge transfer phenomena. Is very, very important. What is the reason for exhibiting color of KMnO4 and potassium dichromate? Among the following, which is the correct reason for the exhibiting color of KMnO4 and potassium dichromate? That question they are asked in JEE Mains examination as well as NEET examination. They are asked so many times. NEET and JEE and CET, whatever it may be, whatever the competitive exams you are writing related from chemistry, this question is repeating. The color of KMnO4 as well as the color of potassium dichromate is due to the presence of charge transfer phenomena. Due to the presence of charge transfer phenomena, that you have to remember, charge transfer phenomena. In subjective exams also they will ask in 1 mark questions. Okay, clear students? Now this is about color properties of transition metal ions or transition metal compounds. The transition metal compound, the color properties mainly due to the presence of unpaired electrons. They involved in DD transitions. They involved in DD transitions. But KMnO4 and potassium dichromate, they doesn't have any unpaired electrons, but they having color. The color is due to the presence of charge transfer phenomena in manganate ion and dichromate ions. Manganate ion and dichromate ions. Okay, clear? Next, one more important property of transition metal ions is standard electrode potential values or standard reduction potential values. That regarding that we will discuss very clearly in electrochemistry chapter. But however, it is the property of transition metal ions. The transition metal ions we are used as a cathode as well as anodes. Cathode, which metal electrodes acts as a cathode, which metal electrodes acts as anode, depends upon their standard electrode potential values or standard reduction potential values. Generally, the standard electrode potential values we are considered as standard reduction potential values. Okay, considered as standard reduction potential values. Let's see. Standard electrode potential values. The symbol is E0. E0 or standard, this is also known as SRP. SRP, standard reduction potential values. Also known as standard reduction potential values. Now the SRP values E0 M plus 2 by M means plus 2 transition metal ions means present in plus 2 state. What is the common oxidation state of transition metal ions? Plus 2 state is reduced into metals. Okay, then the produced potential is known as electrode potential. Sorry, standard electrode potential. Their potential difference in the metal electrode and its electrolyte is known as standard reduction potential values. E0 of Mn plus 2 by M. In a series means you have mainly for 3D series elements. In a series, left to right increases. Left to right increases. Left to right increases. Except zinc. Except zinc. Okay. Now, why zinc Zn plus 2 by Zn? Not only zinc, E0 of Zn plus 2 by Zn as well as and E0 of Mn plus 2 by Mn. Their E0 values are less. Values are very less. Why? They have low SRP values. Standard reduction potential values are very low because Zn plus 2 has 3d10 electronic configuration. Mn plus 2 has 3d5 electronic configuration. So you want to reduce Zn plus 2 into Zn, but the Zn plus 2 is stable electronic configuration. So it opposes for this reduction. As well as Mn plus 2 also D5 half filled stable electronic configuration. That's why their standard reduction potentials values are very less compared to in a series. In a series, left to right, standard reduction potential values of Mn plus 2 by Mn will be increases. Okay, but zinc Zn plus 2 by Zn plus 2, that is in 3D series, last element is Zn plus 2. It has a low, very low standard reduction potential value. How much? This is around minus 0.76 volts. Minus 0.76 volts. So lower standard reduction potential value is present for Zn plus 2 ion. Zn plus 2 by Zn because of stable electronic configuration, as well as Mn plus 2 also. As well as Mn plus 2 also. Okay, clear? Now, let's see one important application regarding SRP values. However, those are the statements again we need to discuss in electrochemistry chapter also. What is that? If SRP values, standard reduction potential values increases, acts as strong oxidizing agents. Strong oxidizing agent. That metals acts as a strong oxidizing agents. SRP values, standard reduction potential values increases, metal ions acts as strong oxidizing agents, and that metal acts as cathode. Metal acts as a cathode. If SRP values decreases, means lower standard reduction potential value is present for any metal ions, and the metal then acts as reducing agents. Acts as a reducing agents. So reducing agent itself undergoes oxidation. Oxidation takes place at anode. That's why the metals acts as whatever it may be, the metal or non-metal. Metal acts as, because non-metals means fluorine, chlorine, bromine. Those also non-metals we are using as electrodes. Non-metal electrodes. Electrodes are two types. One is metal electrode. Second one is non-metal electrode. But transition metals we are discussing, those all are metals only. Now the transition metal which are having very low SRP value, standard reduction potential values are very low. They act as a reducing agents, and the metal acts as a anode. Metal acts as a anode. For example, any metal ion having stable electronic configuration, its standard reduction potential values are decreasing. Like Zn plus 2 by Zn, its SRP value is very low. As similarly, Mn plus 2 by Mn, SRP value is very low. If SRP value is very low, means it acts as a reducing agent. It acts as a reducing agent. Now see, E0 of Mn3 plus by Mn plus 2. Mn plus 3 means D4 electronic configuration. Is not a stable electronic configuration. Is ready to convert it into Mn plus 2 because Mn plus 2 is stable. Means Mn plus 3 is stabilized in the form of Mn plus 2. That's why its SRP value of Mn plus 3 by Mn plus 2 is more. Because that Mn plus 3 can easily convert into stable Mn plus 2 electronic configuration. Stable Mn plus 2 ion. That's why SRP is very much high. That's why Mn plus 3 acts as good oxidizing agents. Acts as a good oxidizing agent. Clear? Now, let's see one more comparison. In plus 3 state, iron plus 3 by iron plus 2. Iron plus 3. Mn plus 3 is D4. It is unstable. It is ready to reduce into Mn plus 2. That's why Mn plus 3 acts as a strong oxidizing agent. Its SRP value is very much high. But E0 of Fe plus 3 is converted into Fe plus 2. Fe plus 3, iron plus 3 is D5 electronic configuration. It's stable. then Fe plus 3 is unable to reduce into Fe plus 2. Is unable to reduce into Fe plus 2 because Fe plus 3 is stable electronic configuration. D5 half filled. That's why its SRP value is low. Its SRP value is low. If SRP value is decreases means Fe plus 3 acts as a good reducing agent. Fe plus 3, Fe plus 2 acts as a good oxidizing agent. For example, E0 of Fe plus 2 into Fe plus 3 is readily oxidized because Fe plus 2 is D6 electronic configuration. Means it is oxidation potential. This is reduction potential. So we are discussing only reduction potentials only. Higher oxidation level is converted into lower oxidation levels. Then they produced electrode potential difference is known as standard electrode potential values. Fe plus 3 is converted into Fe plus 2. Why? This SRP value is low because of that Fe plus 3 ion has stable electronic configuration. The Fe plus 3 or the ion having stable electronic configuration, it cannot be reduced very easily. Hence their SRP values are less. SRP values are less. If SRP value is more, they act as a good oxidizing agent. SRP values are less, they act as a reducing agents. Fe plus 3 acts as a good reducing agent. Fe plus 2 acts as a good oxidizing agents. Good oxidizing agent. Okay. So like comparisons are very, very important. And one more important point regarding this standard electrode potential values, that is copper. The E0 of copper plus 2 by copper is plus 0.34 electron volts or volts, and E0 of the standard electrode potential or reference electrode potential we are using as hydrogen electrode, H by H. Hydrogen ion converted Hd 0.00 volts. That's why they are giving one series. That series is known as electrochemical series. That series is known as electrochemical series. Now that copper plus 2 by copper is above the standard reduction potential of hydrogen electrode. That's why copper in plus 2 state, we cannot replace as copper metal cannot replaces copper plus 2 ion, cannot replaces H2 in mineral acids or in acids. From acids, hydrogen gas cannot replaces by the copper, but zinc can replace because zinc having negative minus 7.06 volts, but copper has 0.34. That's why zinc can replace hydrogen electrode, but copper cannot replace hydrogen gas from the acids. Okay, is very, very important. This is information related to standard electrode potential values. Now, the next concept, important compounds in D block. What are the important compounds present in D block? One is KMnO4, potassium permanganate. The second one is potassium dichromate. Okay. Important compounds in D block. First one is K2Cr2O7, potassium dichromate. Preparation methods. Compulsory 3 marks question. In board examination, every year either KMnO4 or potassium dichromate preparation method compulsory 3 marks coming. So if you are practice that preparation methods of potassium dichromate and KMnO4 properly, 3 marks present in your pocket. Okay, compulsory. They are asking in 3 marks in board examination. Preparation method. Method of potassium dichromate from chromite ore. What is the formula? FeOCr2O3. FeOCr2O3 is known as chromite ore. Okay. So how this chromite ore is converted into potassium dichromate? See, step 1. Stepwise we need to do one. First, that chromite ore, FeCr2O4, or it is a mixed oxide, FeOCr2O3 or FeCr2O4 is treated with sodium carbonate. Na2CO3 is treated with a sodium carbonate. And on oxidation, then we are getting NaCrO4, sodium chromate. Plus HCO2. We are getting sodium chromate. The sodium chromate is yellow color solution. This chromate solution also present in our chemistry lab, and potassium dichromate is also present. Is yellow color. Now this step 2. See, step 1 what we did, ma? The chromite ore is on oxidation in the presence of sodium carbonate, then converted into yellow color sodium chromate, NaCrO4. This yellow color sodium chromate is treated with H2SO4, is on acidification, is converted into Na2CrO4, Cr2O7 plus sodium chromate, Na2CrO4 is converted into sodium dichromate. Sodium dichromate. Let's see. Here the sodium chromate Na2CrO4 treated on acidification, we are getting sodium dichromate and Na2SO4. This it is partially soluble. It is completely soluble. Sodium dichromate is hydrate nature. It is completely soluble. Then we have to do filtration. That filtrate is Na2Cr2O7, sodium dichromate. That sodium dichromate is treated with KCl, potassium chloride. Then we are getting potassium dichromate. That is the third step. K2Cr2O7. potassium dichromate we are getting. Potassium dichromate is orange red color crystalline compound. Orange red color crystalline compound. So this is the method for the preparation of potassium dichromate from chromite ore. Let's see chromite ore formula FeOCr2O3 or FeCr2O4. Chromite ore is on oxidation in the presence of treated with sodium carbonate converted into sodium chromate. Sodium chromate. This sodium chromate treated with H2SO4, sulfuric acid means on acidification is converted into sodium dichromate Na2Cr2O7. The sodium dichromate is more soluble in water, but sodium sulfate is partially soluble. Then we are separating both by the filtration. The filtrate is treated with potassium chloride. Then we are getting orange red color potassium dichromate. Is on crystallization, then we will get crystals of potassium dichromate. Orange red crystals of potassium dichromate. This is the preparation methods of potassium dichromate from chromite ore. Okay, clear? Let's see. Okay, students. Next, properties of potassium dichromate. We know very well potassium dichromate acts as a strong oxidizing agent. It oxidizes so many substances. Okay, so what are the oxidizing properties of potassium dichromate? We need to discuss. Before discussing that potassium dichromate chemical properties, we discuss about the physical properties. Potassium dichromate is a orange red color crystalline solid. Okay, it is partially soluble in cold water or water, but in hot water is more soluble or completely soluble. Okay, but in hot water it is completely soluble, but in normal water or cold water solubility is less, but in hot water solubility is more. It acts as a strong oxidizing agent. Let's see structure of potassium dichromate. Structure of dichromate ion Cr2O7 2-. Chromium. See, like because this negative ion is migrating from this bond to this bond, resonance structure. That's why